Before we begin this powerful story, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We share real stories that inspire, teach, and stay with you. Your support helps us keep them going. Then Joseph could no longer control himself in front of all his attendants, and he cried out, "Have everyone leave my presence!" So there was no one with Joseph when he made himself known to his brothers, and he wept so loudly that the Egyptians heard him, and Pharaoh's household was told about it. Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" But his brothers were speechless. They were terrified to be in his presence. Joseph said to them, "Come close to me." When they had done so, he said, "I am your brother Joseph, the one you sold into Egypt. But now do not be distressed or angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. For 2 years now, there has been famine in the land. And for the next 5 years, there will be no plowing or harvesting. But God sent me ahead of you to preserve for you a remnant on earth and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So then, it was not you who sent me here, but God. He made me father to Pharaoh, lord of all his household, and ruler over all Egypt. Now, hurry back to my father and say to him, 'This is what your son Joseph says. God has made me lord of all Egypt. Come down to me. Do not delay. You will live in the region of Goshen and be near me, you, your children and grandchildren, your flocks and herds, and all that you have. I will provide for you there, because 5 years of famine are still to come. Otherwise, you and your household and all who belong to you will become destitute. You can see for yourselves, and so can my brother Benjamin, that it is really I who am speaking to you. Tell my father about all the honor given to me in Egypt and everything you have seen. Then bring my father down here, quickly." Then he threw his arms around Benjamin and wept, and Benjamin embraced him, weeping. And he kissed all his brothers and wept over them. After that, they talked with him. When the news reached Pharaoh's palace that Joseph's brothers had come, Pharaoh and his officials were pleased. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Tell your brothers, load your animals and return to the land of Canaan. Bring your father and your families back to me. I will give you the best of the land of Egypt, and you can enjoy the fat of the land." You are also instructed to tell them, "Take carts from Egypt for your children and your wives, and get your father, and come. Never mind about your belongings, because the best of all, Egypt, will be yours." So the sons of Israel did this. Joseph gave them carts, as Pharaoh had commanded, and he also gave them provisions for the journey. To each of them he gave new clothes, but to Benjamin he gave 300 silver coins and 5 sets of clothes. And this is what he sent to his father: 10 donkeys loaded with the best things of Egypt, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain and bread and other supplies for his journey. Then he sent his brothers away. And as they were leaving, he said to them, "Don't argue on the way." So they went up out of Egypt and came to their father, Jacob, in the land of Canaan. they told him. Joseph is still alive. In fact, he is ruler over all Egypt. Jacob was stunned. He did not believe them. But when they told him everything Joseph had said, and when he saw the carts Joseph had sent to carry him back, the spirit of their father revived. And Israel said, "I'm convinced my son Joseph is still alive. I will go and see him before I die." Genesis 46. So Israel set out with everything he had. When he reached Beersheba, he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in a vision at night and said, "Jacob, Jacob." "Here I am," he replied. "I am God, the God of your father," he said. "Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. I will go down to Egypt with you, and I will surely bring you back again, and Joseph's own hand will close your eyes." Then Jacob left Beersheba. The sons of Israel took their father, Jacob, and their children and their wives in the carts Pharaoh had sent. So Jacob and all his descendants went to Egypt, taking their livestock and possessions they had acquired in Canaan. Jacob brought with him his sons and grandsons, and his daughters and granddaughters, all his offspring. At this point, a detailed genealogy of Jacob's family follows, listing all the names and descendants. Altogether, those who went to Egypt with Jacob, direct descendants, not including his sons' wives, numbered 66 persons. With the 2 sons born to Joseph in Egypt, the total number of Jacob's family in Egypt was 70. Now, Jacob sent Judah ahead of him to Joseph to get directions to Goshen. When they arrived, Joseph had his chariot made ready and went to Goshen to meet his father Israel. As soon as Joseph appeared before him, he threw his arms around his father and wept for a long time. Israel said to Joseph, "Now I am ready to die, since I have seen for myself that you are still alive." Then Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, "I will go up and speak to Pharaoh and say, 'My brothers and my father's household have come to me from Canaan. The men are shepherds. They tend livestock. They have brought along their flocks and herds and everything they own. When Pharaoh calls you in and asks, 'What is your occupation?' say, 'Your servants have tended livestock from our boyhood on, just as our fathers did.' Then you will be allowed to settle in the region of Goshen, for all shepherds are detestable to the Egyptians."